So anyhow, this is how it goes. It's sort of a re-spirited short story regarding stand-up comedy. I recall spitting in the wind walking over the Hennepin Bridge to the St. Anthony, Maine for the big comedy contest. The wind blew the spittle right on my newly acquired anachronistic suit coat that I had recently bought at the Goodwill for the princely sum of something like $5. For the first time ever, I must share with you that I was allowed into the green room, very prestigious. There was a comedian who came by and tried to help me with my act, tried to get me to be more spontaneous and stuff, since my method was to phonetically and phonetically repeat the same jokes over and over until I could say them verbatim. But I definitely got what he was saying, spontaneity and all that. And as a crowd filed in, I nervously stayed in the green room until I was summoned by a familiar face, and soon thereafter, the show got started. Me being somewhat of a quote-unquote rookie, I was one of the first to go on. I seemed to be getting some laughs, but I could have been getting groans that mingled with a few laughs that could have created more cacography than I actually deserved. But it's important to mention material is extremely pun-orientated, so I am familiar with the proverbial groan. After the first 5 minutes, I was starting to draw a blank. It was then that I improvised some loosely organized material that was based on some of the cartoons I saw as a child. I guess it was soon thereafter the show that the finalists were announced, and I wasn't one of them. I had gone on the comedy tour, but I didn't pick up the middler and the headliner at the airport, and I was supposed to. My performance on the trip was uneven. I encountered deathly silence in Fargo. And a couple of weeks later, I approached the man who did the booking. I approached him regarding some possible future bookings when he suggested that the only nights he had available were Monday nights. Coincidentally, it was the same night as the open mic. Back to the open mic, back to the drawing board. Me, the one-eyed snail, going back to the open mic with my tail between my legs. Well, I hung around comedy clubs and continued to do open mics on and off for a couple of years. Comedy wasn't the only thing I was venturing into. I also had a job making delicatessen-style sandwiches. I got to say it's quite possible I took a hiatus from stand-up comedy to pursue this sandwich-making endeavor. But one night I summoned myself back to St. Anthony. The place had changed. There was a new stage in an entirely different area. I recall going on a little bit early and getting minimal laughter, trying to milk a laugh from my 10,000 maniac joke. There's a lake for every one of them, ad nauseum. Get it? I'm not saying the jokes didn't go over, but the mosquitoes in the back row were sleeping. Unbeknownst to me, that had surpassed me as my back was turned. I was thrusted out into to the aquiline blue sea of life with all the other open micers. I recall the depressing, poignant moment when a gal from Milwaukee, along with her beer-drinking, bowling stories, scoring 9s and 10s and getting titters and tatters. She scored a 9 and then she threw a strike, and the head pin was my fledgling comedy ambition. I had to use the restroom as I made my way out. Someone was doing a 1-ey in the bathroom. It was the first time I had seen one, and I recall smelling that interesting aroma as I was washing my hands. I think I kind of caught a buzz from the smoke that was in the air, and as I walked out of the comedy club, I thought about my life, and I contemplated that of what direction I should go. Thank you.